Appreciate you, Dr. J. All right, man. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go, man. Get them likes up, man. Everybody hit the like button. Dr. J, Miss Booker, I see y'all. I see y'all in the chat, man. I see y'all in the chat. Get the likes up. Get the likes. Hit the like button. Everybody in the chat, let me see some eyeballs in the chat. Give me that eyeball emoji so I can see who watching me, man. The eyeball emoji. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get started with the content for tonight, man. Tonight, the topic is about children in school. Either you had children in school, you have children in school, or at one time your ass was in school, hopefully. But what I'm gonna do now is I was on the internet, just like everybody else, just searching the web, and I came across an article. So right now, I want everybody to check this article out with me. Let's go to the top. All right, and everybody get the look at that. Look at the title of this topic. Kentucky high school staff members got lap dances from students. Photos appear to show. Well, that'd be damn. I guess kids not old enough to get in the strip club, so they turn school into a strip club. Let's read a little bit. The superintendent of an Eastern Kentucky school district said appropriate disciplinary action has been taken after photos surfaced showing students giving lap dances to staff as part of Hazard High School's homecoming week festivities. During Hazard High School's homecoming week festivities, students and staff took part in a man pageant. What the hell is that? And costume day on Tuesday. Now let's go down a little further. Photos that were subsequently taken down from the athletic department Facebook page show students in underclothing giving lap dances to faculty and staff, including Hazard High School principal Donald Happy Mobilini, who is also mayor of the city. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but just the fact that the principal's nickname is Happy, that shit is weird. That shit is hella weird, man. So this is what they're doing in school now. People that supposed to protect our children, this is what they're doing. They got them stripping. They got them giving out lap dances. Wow. I always say I went to school at the wrong time. Let's check this out. Other photos on the athletics page that were later taken down show female students dressed up in Hooters outfits. The grown adult women that work at Hooters don't even want to wear those little ass fucking outfits. And you telling me they dress the kids up in them? Wow. Wow. Man. As well as students and staff appearing to paddle one another. I don't know what the hell they were using to paddle each other with. But man, this shit is just not right. And like I said, everyone had kids in school, or you have kids in school, or at one time you were in school. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, none of this shit was going on. None of it. All right. Wow. Wow. So I'm gonna do this early tonight, man. I'm gonna start dropping the link right now because I need somebody to help me make this shit make sense. Help me make it make sense, y'all, if that's possible. like I said, man, the fact that the principal is also the city mayor, and I can't get over the dumbass nickname Happy. Why is Donald so happy? Why is he so happy? I'm sure we can probably figure it out. But like I said, man, I need somebody to help me understand this one. This is high school. So this is what, if your kids are not in high school, kids that are not in high school, this is what I guess we as parents have to look forward to. I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem looking forward to this, but I think we would. Wow. Wow. Miss Moderator.
What's up, babe?
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm here. How are you today?
I don't know, man. This shit is weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
I chimed in. I seen. Yeah. Weird's not the word.
Dr. J, hit that link for me, buddy. Let me ask you this, Miss Moderator. You ever gave any lap dances when you was in school?
What?
What would have happened if you had given out lap dances while your ass was in school?
Well, it could be in a couple of things. Well, for one, shit back then when we was in school, we literally could have got expelled or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Kicked out of school for that. Sexuality back then in school was real serious. You remember that PDA shit we used to get?
Yep.
So we couldn't have did that. The other thing was shit, when I got home, y'all probably wouldn't have seen me for a couple of months. Just being honest.
Being expelled wasn't what I would have been worried about.
Yeah, it was literally, on my end, it would have been my mom. Yeah, that's a no-no. That was lap dances. Lord Jesus. Shit, we were scared to death to get caught kissing our little boyfriend going to class and getting told on about that. A lap dance? Oh my God.
Lap
Baby,
dances,
my butt probably would have been sore.
Lap dances, wearing Hooters outfits. They having man pageants. Like,
I said something about that on one of my pages when school first started. I seen so many kids going to school with crop tops on.
They having man pageants.
Now,
mute your background for me. Mute your background.
Who, me?
No.
Oh.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I seen so many kids with these crop tops on in the beginning of the school year, and not only high school kids. I seen some babies with them on. I don't judge, I don't knock, so nobody take this the wrong way. It wouldn't be mine, but back then, not even back then. What happened to the dress code for school? Like the kids literally can wear anything. And I asked one of my god kids that. My goddaughter just recently graduated last year, and she loved crop tops. And I'm like, so y'all can wear crop tops to school now? She was like, yeah, they don't care. They just care that we come. Like, whoa, that's how serious it is now.
Is that some pandemic shit? Because it's funny that you said that. I've had that same conversation picking my son up from high school. I see some of the little girls come running out the building, and it's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm surprised they don't have more incidents, to be perfectly honest.
True.
With them dressing that way.
Truth. That was another thing that was on my mind. Like, hey, you leave nothing to the imagination. We were all sneaky little kids, don't get me wrong, but we had to find ways to do the stuff that we did. Like, we really had to use our brain.
And nowadays, it's like, not only are they doing it, but it's in front of cameras.
It's wide open.
Like, hey, it is what it is. Hey, kid, hold on for a second. Dr. J. Hold on. Dr. J.
What up?
I'm gonna give you the floor for a second, buddy. And it's the reason why. I want you to tell the people if you don't mind, I always tell people you don't have to put anything personal out here. But if you can tell the people what do you do for a living, I'd appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, I'm a high school administrator. Actually, I'm a district administrator. I've been in education 27 years. I've been a principal, assistant principal, dean, teacher.
Ooh.
I've done it all.
You run the whole gamut, right?
Yeah, I say that humbly, but I've done it all. I'm tired.
And let me ask you this. You saw that article, and I only pointed out certain points of the article. What, coming from someone who's been in education this long, what can you make this make sense?
Nah, I mean, you got inappropriateness that happens everywhere in every arena,
True.
So I can't make that make sense. I will say that's probably a small town. It appears that they got some, I don't know. This
is in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
For the record.
It's Louisville?
Louisville, Kentucky.
It's probably
so that town. It's not as small as we think it is. Now, it may be a certain area. I've been to Louisville a few times, and it's nothing Louisville. I mean, it's nothing standoffish. It's nothing out in the boondocks about Louisville.
Yo, where you at? I can't see you.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Okay.
Everybody can see you right now. You're the man because, like I said, you got some insight that I don't think anybody that'll come up on this panel tonight will have.
I mean, I just think it's that right there is inappropriate, and I'm sure the superintendent will deal with it. It's probably not the first thing that's been inappropriate that's taking place in that building, but superintendents they don't want the news. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be on the news. So
right.
The fact that he is the mayor, I'll just say that superintendent knows that he's got connections already. You know what I'm saying?
Taking advantage, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they call abusing the power or position of power?
Definitely. But I wanted to kind of talk to what y'all were, speak to what y'all were talking about regarding the kids going to school and what they're wearing. As an educator, we look at it like this, like these kids is coming from home. So we really need to look at these parents. Taking a page out of Bernie Mac's book, man, we got some punk ass parents out here right now. Real talk.
I hear you.
Because
right to let them come out of the house like that.
We only did what we were allowed to do. And I think these kids, they following suit. We really got some punk ass parents right now.
That's it.
Once you get to the school, most schools have dress codes. You know what I'm saying? So just to eliminate that, the schools that don't have dress codes, they do their best to enforce, appropriateness, if you will. Spaghetti straps, flip-flops, sexually suggestive apparel. We do our best to address that.
Something else that's crazy though, like we spoke on the females, the young ladies that are in school and the things that they wear. I see guys go to school every day with pajama pants on.
And Crocs.
And Crocs. And it's like this shit is unimaginable to me.
Yeah.
It's man, this is crazy. Like it wasn't like I had everything top name, and I'm not gonna lie and say everything I had was trash or the bottom of the barrel. It wasn't. But at no time when out shopping for clothes did I fucking pick up some pajama pants so that I could wear them to school.
I know.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like them Jones go real fresh first day of school with them fresh blades.
Yo, man, like, I don't know. I guess with a pair of J's could set them off. I guess I don't know if the right color J's would set them off. I mean,
with some Pokemon pajamas,
like it's the craziest shit. But never mind. Let's put the kids' apparel to the side for a second. What I want to know is what the hell is going on with this staff and faculty that's not only allowing this to happen, they're fucking participating participating in it.
I mean, you know, like I said, that's just it's inappropriateness in every arena.
Sense of the matter, right?
Yeah. So you don't make excuses for that.
I think it's
I'll say this: I don't think anybody does anything wrong to get caught. You know, they just out there having fun.
Oh, no question, no question.
What social media has done, social media has kept everybody. It keeps everybody honest because you don't know who's going to interpret what's being taken. You know, the picture or the video that's being taken. You know,
And see, that's the thing. They had pictures up on the athletic department's Facebook page. Once people see those pictures, you know, it's whatever they want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever they want it to be at that point.
You know, but what I will say is you're never going to know how they've been disciplined. You know,
and that's what I wanted to ask you, because the only thing they said in the article is that appropriate action.
Yeah, you're never going to know. I mean, school districts is like corporate America. That's what I learned. They're going to cover it up. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, oh, it's a personnel matter. You won't really know about what goes on unless you directly are affected by it. And I mean like physically affected. But you'll never know how the employees have been disciplined unless you find out that they've been fired.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Is there anywhere in his contract that there should be a clause that he fucking violated and he's automatically out the door? Or is that something, if they tried to do that, is that something where we would see him fight it, take it to the school board? You know, that stuff that we see sometimes where we see someone who's done something and everybody thinks they're wrong except them.
Yeah,
and they want to fight it.
It's kind of like, you know, I don't want to liken it to a cop shooting somebody, but you know, when a cop shoots somebody and it's and they use excessive force, all you hear is they're out on leave. You never really find out what happened to that officer. And the school districts, they cover up just like that. It really depends on who's doing the discipline and who needs to be disciplined.
The article did say, and I don't think it put out a name, but it said someone had been something like suspended with pay or paid leave or administrative leave or something to that effect.
Yeah, I mean, again, and I'm speaking because I've been in the news. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been like out there in the news. But I know there have been incidents in school districts where principals have been caught drinking and driving.
I've seen that before. On the
front page of the paper, but they go right back to their job. So it really just depends on who's doing the disciplining and who needs to be disciplined.
Okay, but now correct me if I'm wrong. And well, you can't correct me. This is my opinion. Drinking and driving versus what they did. Okay, I can understand drinking and driving and you keep your job. I can fully understand it. But the shit that they did involved the children at school during homecoming week.
So check it out. It's going to take, y'all got to remember, like, we educators, we get paid on y'all tax dollars. So if you go there and raise a big stink, if your daughter was one of the daughters that was exploited, and you go raise a big stink, then you might get some satisfaction. And that's real.
But you said a big word. You said you might.
You might.
So even though tax dollars pays those salaries, you know, your voice could still go unheard.
Yeah. They could do something like, let's just say they remove that principal from that building and put him in another building. You'd never know. You'd know he's gone, but you'd never know whether he lost his job or not. You're just not going to know that. They will always tell you it's a personnel matter.
Wow.
And that's the cover up. That's really the cover up in education. Really.
It's a cover up everywhere, huh?
Damn. Right. I've witnessed children getting their arm broke by staff members. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did they get an assault charge? Did they keep their job? Like,
they kept their job.
It was covered up.
This
you said they kept their job.
In another district now, though. Yeah, he kept his job.
Now,
wow.
They wouldn't have kept their job if they had been.
Where was the parents? Where was the parents doing that?
They wouldn't have kept their job if that was my parent. Damn, what the school district say. They wouldn't have wanted to be a teacher no more, man. They wouldn't have wanted to be around nobody's kids no more. None of that shit.
Yeah.
That's
That would
unbelievable.
have been one of those personal things right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, for
unbelievable.
sure.
But
Like
it's a lot
It's
of
unbelievable that he still kept his job.
no criminal
Like,
charges.
how did they explain it?
I don't know. I mean, I just
You
know
know?
the kid's arm got broke, and because it didn't directly affect one of my kids, it just kind of like went away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, really, education is much like it's a business. It is a business, really. So whatever you see in business, you see that in education too.
Wow.
I mean, there's disparity. Look, when you look at the disparity of teachers,
I never looked at the school system as a corporation, but I
That's why I'm
understand
saying
perfectly
wow.
what you're
'Cause
saying.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's a lot to take in. I never would have
It is.
even thought that.
You know, there's so many facets to education, man. It's really not just the classroom and teaching the kids. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
It's a corrupt system, really. But what I will say is, we could change it as Black parents, as Black taxpayers. But we really need to get on these boards and start demanding that things change. Like we're not going to be able to do it even from this platform. I mean, this platform will reach a certain amount of people, but if we really want curriculums to change and we want diversity
the masses
within the workplace, we got to get on these boards and demand, because the board is the one who pays the superintendent. The superintendent hires everyone. You know what I'm saying? So if you want Black history in the schools, if you want more Blacks in the schools, then you got to demand that the man salary that you're paying. When I say you're paying, those board members are paying. Those board members pay that superintendent salary. The superintendent hires everybody else. But if we ain't got anybody on the board to represent the kids in the district, nothing is going to change. And that has really been the problem in the American school system since in my life for 49 years, that Blacks are not a part of the decision-making process.
Yeah.
We got to be a part of the decision-making process. And
Makes
maybe
sense.
we just don't. What I learned in the last 10 years is we just don't know. I didn't know what the board did. And I was moving up the ranks as a principal, as a teacher. I didn't understand the power of the board members.
So you were involved in the school system, moving your way up, and still did not know what was going on.
Still didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know until I was kind of thrusted into my situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where I was a principal, they was trying to fire me. I thought the person that was going to fire me was the superintendent, but it was actually the board putting pressure on the superintendent to get rid of me.
Wow.
But I realized that, board policy changes based on majority vote. And a lot of times board members are either elected or selected, but they make up the views of the people that serve the district. So, basically, you two could be board members. Let's say you live in different parts of the city. Your constituents are going to select you, but you are going to go and voice the opinions of the people who select you. You know what I'm saying?
People you represent.
Exactly. So the people that you represent don't want, let's say, hypothetically, let's say they don't want anything to be said about LGBTQ plus issues. Then you are going to make sure that is never going to be talked about within the school system. If the people around in your constituency, your constituents, if they don't want Black education being taught to our kids, then you're going to make sure that that's not done.
We already know that's not being done.
Facts.
We know that.
Facts.
My daughter don't even know what a slave is. I'm like, what?
Like,
they don't teach that shit no more.
Yeah, but see,
it's embarrassing. Because, when you talk to some of the kids nowadays, some of the things that they say, I I have to think about before I respond, because sometimes it's like you're so far off from the truth, and the truth is right in front of your face. And I always go back to the best example, and we know Christopher Columbus.
Hmm.
Christopher Columbus discovered America. Couldn't be more bullshit.
Right.
Christopher Columbus ass got lost, first of all. When he landed where he landed, he thought he was a completely different place.
Right.
That's the first thing. So he wasn't even good at what the hell he was supposed to be doing, which was driving that damn boat.
Right.
So once you do get lost in somebody else's hood, as the kids say nowadays, because Native Americans was already here. This was their hood. This was already their hood. You know,
Yeah.
they came in and did what the white man has done in every civilization since the beginning of time. They tear it down, destroy it, they kill people. And then they claim it as their own.
I tell you what's frustrating now for me as an educator and as a parent. I got a 9-year-old. I got a 20-year-old also, but I got a 9-year-old. And then I've gone through all this schooling. Is that my 9-year-old is still learning the same lies that I learned. You know, I remember when he was a kindergartner, he came in talking about how nice the Pilgrims were. And I was like, oh my God. And he was going to a Christian school at the time. And I was like, yo, dog, I said, nah, the Pilgrims, man, they was murderers.
Yeah,
Wow,
like,
man.
Nah, they wasn't murdered. They were good people. And I was like, all right, he ain't ready for it right now.
Yeah.
He ain't ready for it. But I think a year later, we talked again.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah,
You've been not knowing. You've been knowing the wrong shit long enough.
Right. I said, these folks, they killed the Indians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They gave them smallpox. And they only celebrated when they committed a massacre.
A massacre, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just when I think about even me being a doctor and all of us who've gone to school, you know, we've all been rated on how well we retain white facts. Really?
Yep.
White lies.
Yep. Yeah, I understand.
When you think about that, we are considered intelligent when we can retain and regurgitate white facts. When you think about the schools that they call the best in the nation, those are the schools that were founded on the backs of slavery. Your Harvards, your MITs, all in white areas. You know, man, it's fucked up.
It is. I agree.
It's fucked up.
It's beyond fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
And it's at a point now where it's been going on for way too long.
Way too long. You know. Oh my goodness.
Hey, let me.
But you know, I think you were going to talk another thing about our kids being safe. In the schools.
Because you know, if these are the people that are supposed to be in charge of them, supposed to keep them safe once they leave our comfortable home for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, however long a day they're in school, we got a problem. Like, those are not the ones.
Yeah, but again, I'm gonna tell you.
And you know, and this is crazy because after I saw this article, this was just one school. Like, it just really caught my attention. Like the lap dances, the Hooters outfits. I found at least 3 or 4 more articles where some high schools just had some stuff going on that was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, like how? Like, how in the hell does this happen?
Well, I mean, you know, it happens when we put all of our trust in somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you being an investor and you want somebody to build you a house. And you just say, oh, yeah, go ahead and build the house.
With no input, nothing.
With no input, you're not checking the contractor.
Yep.
He's just calling you and saying, yo, we done for the day. All right, I'm going to send you $1,000. You just sending the money and you waiting for a finished product. And all of us are examples of finished products. Blacks walking these streets are examples of finished products. I mean, we've been dealt a bad hand. We really have been dealt a bad hand. They put in the majority of our kids, or let's say a number of our kids, in special education. They are shoving white facts, white lies down our backs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They even starting us off. They already starting us off inferior. When you start talking about history, the only thing they talk about is black slaves. You can't talk about history and start us off as slaves. We was more than slaves. If you're gonna talk about history, American history, you gotta start talking about history from the start. You can't start us off behind if you're there to teach all kids. But in my mind, I know what they're doing. They teach us about slaves so that we know, so that we learn as a young person that we are inferior. That's why I drilled it in my son. I'm like, yo, fuck that. They lying. You was more than that. You was, blacks were the mathematicians, the architects, the creators of this earth. But they're not gonna start you off like that because that puts you above them.
Yeah.
But I swear, man, this stuff has been designed. This thing has been designed to keep us down. In every facet, it's been designed to keep us down.
Now,
I totally agree.
And like I said, I'm a freaking doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but fuck the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought about that when I finished my dissertation when I was defending. I'm rambling all these facts, of what I've read, and this white man says, I think we can call him a doctor now. Now I had read like 200 articles, written a 140-page dissertation, and here I am talking for 45, 50 minutes. He's like, we can call him a doctor now.
Now.
Another notch to let us know that
I'm still in charge.
Blacks,
they still got control. Yeah.
We don't get the nod until they give us the nod.
Yep.
It's bullshit, man.
Now, since I did this article and I talked about the school, the one person that I called out was the principal, because as far as I'm concerned, you're at the top of all of this. And I don't know about you, but everything goes down because of gravity. This guy here, that's him. That's Happy. That's the guy whose nickname is Happy. This is the guy who had to protect these kids, make sure things were going the way they should. Obviously, he failed. And the fact that not only is he the principal, but he's the school mayor.
What?
He's the mayor of the city.
Right? Okay. The principal we know runs the school. Okay, so he had kids under him. As the mayor, has he done this shit as the mayor and we just never heard of it because it was all adults, maybe?
Yeah, I would bet.
Since he's abusing the power on the lower scale, which is the principal, we all know that the mayor is the one who really runs the city.
Yeah, he definitely do that.
The chief of your police department has to answer to the mayor.
Yeah. To do that in a school with kids, he definitely has done that on a regular basis, like you just said, with adults.
Exactly.
Because there's no way you just that bold to just come out and do it with a bunch of kids. You feel me? You done did it before, so
you felt comfortable enough. You done it before, and you felt comfortable enough to do that shit.
Yo, and he might feel like, and being that he the mayor, it makes sense. He might feel comfortable enough because he's the mayor. He know the people in the town. He know the parents. He know this person. He know the right people. He know the police. Maybe he thought everybody, would be cool with. I don't know. I mean, because I ain't in the shoes. But
and like I said, this was in Louisville, Kentucky, but it was in a city. I can't remember the name of the city. But like you said, if this is a small city, he probably, runs the whole city.
Everybody know everybody.
Yeah, he's that guy we see on some TV shows, and he's a local guy, but he's got all the power.
Yeah,
he's the guy everyone talks about behind his back. He's the guy.
He's the one that's scamming all that shit.
Yeah, he's the one that's doing everything and
the dirt. Yeah,
doing it all. I think nobody knows, and he's gonna get away with it. Like, it's unbelievable, man.
That's a lot. as a parent, I'm gonna chime in on all that, just the parent from the parent part now. Because we got to do better too. Yeah, the teachers and all that. I always taught my kids this: when I send you out this door to go to school, you respect your teachers, you respect the principal, you respect the bus driver, because every last one of them people is who I'm trusting you with when you leave from me.
Right.
They're your guardian.
Temporary.
So I teach them that. And then, just listening to the story, listening to you, Doc, like it makes you wonder, like, man, I understand why half of these damn kids go to school and don't have respect or act the way they act. They seeing shit that we don't see. You feel what I'm saying? Because just what you were just saying about how the school system is like a hustle. Like me and B sitting here, like, we never think of that like that. We just thinking we sending our kids to school for education, and you breaking that down like that. That makes me say these kids are seeing this shit too. We just don't see it because we not at the damn school. You feel what I'm saying? That may be a reason why they act the way they act, why this one act out. You never know, because one thing about kids, we were all one. We're smarter than what people give us the benefit for, So it's I don't know. It's the world just so crazy right now. Everything is just like I don't know. You don't even know what the hell to do, to say. Should I go up to school and act a donkey because I'm the parent? But then you go up there and you end up in handcuffs. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think kind of to what you were saying, I think it's important that as parents we raise our kids well enough to be able to speak up for themselves when they're outside of our presence.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that our kids know how to act when they're outside of our presence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because let me just say this. They got this thing called the school to prison pipeline. I wrote my dissertation. My dissertation had excerpts about that. Like,
say that again. Say that again for the people in the back.
The school to prison pipeline. Like, our kids at times are being disciplined, and that discipline is leading them right into the into incarceration. So it's really important that we teach our kids how to act, because remember, the people that are interpreting the behaviors are people that don't look like us.
Facts.
85% of the population that teach are white women. So imagine that. We don't all seen the articles. We can all, put our finger on situations of how Black men were misrepresented. All the way back to Emmett Till. You know what I mean? And even before him. So it's important that our Black men and our Black women that are in our children's lives, that we teach our kids how to kind of code switch. Our kids really need to know how to act when they're inside those hallways. Yeah. Much like our kids need to know how to respond when they drive in a car and they get stopped by the cops. It's the same people looking at our behaviors. That's one thing. Secondly, we need to get into those schools. We need to be a part of these boards.
Let me say this. What I've noticed over the last few years, there are a lot of places that are short of teachers. And I'm not going to call any names, but there's a city close to mine, or it's called a county. And they had a teacher shortage. And out of the blue, they hire all of these people. None of them went to school to be teachers.
Yeah, where they come from, right?
None of them were qualified to be teachers, but they gave them a certain amount of time
to get
qualified. And basically, like I said, they didn't go to school to be teachers. So they're not going to go back to a 4-year college and take up, secondary education as a major. The only thing they have to do is pass the state board or the state exam or whatever test that is that they have to take to receive their teaching certificate. So that means even though you weren't, you never thought about this field before, if you could pass a test, we'll give you a certificate.
You can teach my child.
Well, let me
it's something about that that's not right. That path, it's a few steps missing. It's a few steps
you know
missing.
what? Let me say this. And I'm in support of that. I'm, because I came that way. I was an engineering major.
But the thing about it was this: you didn't just get out of school, go and do something else. Hold on, go do something else for how many years? Then you say, "Oh, they got a teacher shortage. Now I'm gonna go be a teacher."
I'm gonna go be a teacher. Yeah.
Right? When you came out of school, you were in a program. They got you on the path to where you were. What have you been doing since you graduated school? What field have you been in?
Education.
Thank you. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
These people were not in the education field. They don't have any experience. This is just a new job. They see, oh, I can be a teacher. They can help me get a house. They can help me get a car. I can do this. I can do that. I get all of these benefits. I get all of these perks. That's what they saw. That you put in your work. You earn yours. Like I said, you're a doctor. So that proves that not only did you get into the field, you stayed in the field. You made it a career instead of a job.
Right.
That's not what they did, with all due respect.
And that's not being a teacher either. Listen, I mean, I know you got to go to school and all this stuff to be a teacher, but it's more than being a teacher than the education. Like, you got to deal with kids. You have to deal with different kids, kids that's disability, their ADHD, like that. You can't learn that by going to take no damn test. Exactly. And being saying, hey, you're a teacher tomorrow, because then you go to school tomorrow, you might can teach my child something, but what are you going to do when this child is acting out or not listening to you in class? How the hell are you going to react to that?
Because you never had the experience.
If you've never been trained or had the experience for it.
That's true.
Now I understand the part where you said you're in agreement with that, but like I said, the specific incident that I'm talking about and where I'm talking about it, that's not how it went, bro. They were short teachers. They was pulling people off the street, man. They was pulling people off the street
because they were desperate. And then now let me ask you a question since you said that. So when your backup is up against the wall like that, let's go on their side this time. When your backup is up against the wall like that, you got all these kids returning to school. You short teachers. What are you to do? What are they to do? What is the school board and the school and the staff to do?
It's tough. What you do is you're gonna throw all your kids. It's gonna be a bunch of kids in the classroom. Your student-teacher ratio gonna go up. You know what I mean? You're gonna have more. It's really tough. Nobody wins.
Yeah, that's where I was going with. It's really not a win-win situation here.
Right. Nobody wins.
Do you think that the higher the student-teacher ratio will have any effect on the kids that are reached and the kids that are not reached?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, I agree to that.
Absolutely. Think about it. When we go get tutoring, it's like you and the tutor. It's just you and the tutor. You already came out the classroom, and then let's just say the classroom got 20 kids. That ain't even a lot. You can't even focus there. So you mean tell me you're gonna add 25 more or 12 more with one teacher? Lower student-teacher ratio always gives you better results.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
It's a good topic, man.
That's a lot. It's a lot. It's just a lot going on.
It is.
And I can't tell a teacher how to do their job, but I definitely agree with you saying, and I'm gonna be honest, this is what the podcast is for. You just told me something like, I think that, I'm a good parent because I'm involved. My daughter has anything going on in school, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? I go to parent-teacher conference. I don't even need to be there because, she's a good child, but I'm involved. And I'm thinking, hey, I'm doing good, because I do this. But you just showed me shit. I'm not doing anything.
The same way you said
my game up.
The same way you said you learned something. Anybody that watched this will learn it. Because I can honestly say, and I will be willing to put money on all the people I know, none of them knew that. None of them. I can promise you, I know nobody who knows that. The way you say that schools are run like a corporation and the way you broke it down to us, nobody I know that's a parent knows that.
Never.
Nobody I know that's not a parent knows that.
But let me.
I
let
know
me
other
say
people
this.
in the education field that don't know that I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, but let
So-
me say
Like
this.
just like you said, you were there and you didn't realize what was going on.
right.
That means it's other people in
Yeah.
the same predicament.
Yeah. But what I say, man, you gotta, you gotta do this for not just your child. You gotta do it for other children. You know, if your
Everybody.
child is doing well as a taxpayer, you want a good school system. You know what I mean? Good school
Facts.
system raises property values. You know what I mean? We homeowners.
Yep.
You know, your best school systems in the nation got houses that's creating wealth for many, many people. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Your impoverished school systems, if you look at the houses around there, the houses are dilapidated. You know,
The schools dilapidated.
low tax base. You know what I mean? Abandoned, things like that. So when you go into that school system and you demand good teaching and achievement, that does something for not just your child, not you. It does something for everybody's children. It also
Yeah.
does something for your environment because it's gonna bring good people. You
Yeah.
know, it's gonna bring good people. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
It has an effect on its surroundings, no doubt.
Exactly.
And I learned
that's
that just
that's my
shopping for
frustration.
a house.
I'm frustrated with that too. Like I live in a community where the school district that I live in, I don't work in, but the school district I live in, my son goes to. He just started going to. And I really think that this is just my personal opinion. The blacks could have done more in this school district. But where I live, the blacks have done well. So
Yeah.
then I guess they don't see any room for improvement.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I live in a district where the superintendent didn't hire one black teacher during his entire tenure as a principal. He was a principal for 15 years. Now he's superintendent in
What?
the district. But the blacks around me, they ain't had no problem with it because the blacks that live around me all did well.
Yeah.
All of them did well. They
I can
played
understand that.
sports.
It's a comfortable.
know?
They were they comfortable.
Exactly.
Hey, look, man, this is a conversation we could talk about this all night. But I really think, we've touched on some great points. We raised some great issues. We had a conversation that was definitely needed because, like myself and Keith said, we learned something. So anytime I can learn
I
something,
did.
that's damn sure a
I did.
conversation, I was glad to be a part of, man.
Yes.
Dr. J, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight, bro.
Appreciate you,
Thank you
man.
for
all of
that
the
info.
all of the enlightenment you gave
Yes,
us
sir.
tonight, man. I love you for it, my brother.
Love y'all, man.
What we're gonna do right now, don't go nowhere yet, man. Tonight, like I said, this is a short night. It was a specific topic. We touched on that topic. I thank y'all for being here, man. Smoking Joe TV, man. We out of here tonight.